Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for September 18th. I don't know. It'll be in the title as always, right? So let's just jump right in here. We're doing past, present, future, outcome. And in your past position, you have this card that says you already know. What you believe to be true is true. Trust your intuition. And then you have this card that says, not in this lifetime. Is this truly what you want? So we're definitely going to look into that. I feel like I'm pretty sure this came up in your last reading, that it's like you already have let go of something. So, it doesn't surprise me that it's coming up in your past position here. Yeah, everything, this is a major theme that you're dealing with right here, the Magician, right now, Virgo. So it doesn't surprise me that it comes up. It literally is part of your astrology that a lot of you could be going through this reinvention phase. I talk about it to you all the time. And, it kind of like is what it is, right? So I feel that you're going through these changes. You could have experienced a lot of change. Like, you can't make this up. Look what we have right here. Every single freaking reading I do for you, Virgo, there's a butterfly, right? So I guess it wouldn't be a Virgo reading without a butterfly, but again, it's like you're going through this big reinvention or change in your life. And, again, just is what it is, right? I think it's going to be good for you. You have the sudden wealth card, so definitely could be very abundant time for you. And I really like where that's going. So you start off with the Page of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Magician here. It's like you can have whatever you like, kind of like that T.I. song. You can have whatever you like. I feel like the universe wants you to have a little Patron on ice. Well, don't drink, but still, I feel like there's some good stuff coming in for you here. And, number one, I feel like you have to believe it. And, the King of Swords is a little bit too skeptical in your reading. I don't know. He just has like this skeptical, like, I don't know. He's just looking at me like so skeptically right here. Look at how he looks, So I feel this like skeptical energy. I said that about 900 times, but, this guy here is looking at that fish in this cup. And that fish could be something he's dreaming of. So again, I feel like you need to not be skeptical of your dreams. Don't immediately jump to, oh, this can't happen, because of X, Y, Z, whatever. I feel like you have to go for something. It's like you're being intuitively guided. That card that says you already know says third eye on it. So I feel for a lot of you that you are being intuitively guided towards a bright new beginning, towards a major change. So you have the Six of Swords here, as always. I feel like you get this card with me a lot. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer shores. Definitely improvements coming in for you. It hasn't been easy. It's like, this is, I think something people miss with the Six of Swords is that it's a rite of passage. They're doing something that is challenging, that is difficult. And like a rite of passage is never easy, but you always earn something great for a rite of passage. So I think it's totally worth it. You have the Magician here as well. So I feel that kind of like reinvention energy with the Magician. I also feel like your words are going to be very powerful at this time. So I would, make sure that you're watching your words with that card. Let's see. With the Page of Cups, you have the Seven of Wands here. And, I kind of like this because I feel like you're deepening your conviction. That's even what I'm getting here on this card, is that you're becoming more convinced, or your kind of conviction is even stronger at this time that you can have something. I kind of feel this is a little bit of a clue from the universe. Like, let's say you normally come up with an idea, but then you don't do it, right? Which is what most people do. I do it all the time. I come up with ideas that I just don't even do. So, I totally get it, right? But I kind of feel like you're either having an idea or a dream, and instead of like not doing it, I feel like you're kind of coming up with, your brain is just like naturally coming up with more and more reasons as to why it's the right decision. So it's almost like your brain is, or your intuition is justifying something to you on its own. And, it's something that you keep thinking about. So again, if you have one of those ideas that you keep thinking about, I would do it because, it seems like it's going to be something you stick to. Maybe that's what you're worried about. I do think people can sometimes be worried that they're not going to stick to something if they start it, so then they just don't get started, right? And I feel like this is something you will stick to, especially if it's like a business. You have that sudden wealth card. This could be work, business, career, whatever. With the Six of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, big change. Again, if you are moving on from something here, the Wheel of Fortune would be confirmation that you're making the right decision. The Wheel of Fortune would say, yes, what's on the other side will change your life. So, definitely a very good card if you're making some sort of change or if you're moving in new directions here. With the Magician, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is bold and assertive. Everybody gets this card right now. She normally has that sunflower that points towards the sun. The Queen of Wands wants us to move towards the sun. Queen of Wands wants us to move towards our joy, happiness, abundance, all those things that make you happy. So there you go. Next, in your present position, basically where you're at right now, you have this fish card. It says, pay attention to your dreams. Yes, the fish in the cup on the Page of Cups. He is, again, we don't know if that fish is real or fake in the tarot. We don't know. He might be imagining that fish. It might be part of his dreams. It might be a dream he has. All I know is that he needs to grab onto that fish and make it happen. You have the sea turtle card. It says, slow down, be patient, and persistent. Yeah, persistence is definitely the name of the game for like the next 20 years. People, again, persistence is always great for success, but you're definitely going to see people, the people who become very successful, they're going to have those typical stories of like not giving up, of, pushing forward or overcoming things. So don't be afraid to be one of those people. But there's definitely something that belongs to you, is what I'm getting here. And I feel it's this fish, which is probably a goal, wish, or dream, something you want to accomplish. And I feel you need to grab onto it. You have the Queen of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Five of Cups. The Queen of Cups, she has this big cup here. And I always say that, it really represents her heart. She is following her heart or her intuition. She's kind of like following what her heart is telling her to do. And I definitely feel that's what you need to do. I also feel you need to follow your intuition with this. The interesting thing is that you have the King of Swords here. He could be a little bit too logical. But then you go this way, Three of Wands to the Eight of Swords. Three of Wands kind of says, like, what are you waiting for? It's the card of waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment. So if you're moving towards a goal, wish, or dream, and if you're finding yourself kind of getting stuck here, I would just say that you're probably just trying to be too much of a perfectionist, or, maybe you're waiting for circumstances to be a certain way that they're never going to be. So I feel the trick here is just to, keep pushing forward, right? You have the King of Swords here. For some of you, this could be like competition. It's kind of weird because I do feel something is really motivating you more to action. It's like something is giving you a little bit of a push here, especially in work or business. I don't even know what it is. It could be competition. It's almost like, it's like that feeling of something coming up behind you, and you have to keep moving forward. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's what I'm getting here is you almost feel, it's like, I don't know if you feel like time is not on your side or whatever, but something I feel is kind of motivating you and pushing you forward, which is kind of good. Again, I wouldn't be paranoid or anything, but it does seem like a good thing. I also feel that some of you could be trying to become an authority. All three earth signs always get this stuff lately about becoming an authority figure. So if you want to become like an authority figure online, or, at your job or your career or in a business, I think now would be a really good time to do that with the King of Swords. You have the Five of Cups here. Five of Cups is a card of regrets and sadness, but he's crying over something that he lost that he no longer enjoys. He's crying over the spilt wine right here. So I feel for a lot of you, it's a card of gratitude. It just says when you're grateful for the things that you do have, then you can turn around and see this bridge and this castle over here. So as I always say, to me, Five of Cups is very simple. It just says you just have to be grateful for what you have. And that is literally the solution to the card. When you do that, then you get the good stuff, right? Let's see. With the Five of Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. If you want love, I wouldn't really call this a love reading, but I do feel if you want love, there could be a person. I would be focusing on teamwork with the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, though, as far as love is concerned, it can be kind of like attracting a person where it's like one person follows the other, which is, again, if two people are okay with that, who the hell cares, right? But again, it's kind of like Three of Pentacles. I don't know why that's popping into my head, but, it could be one of those things where it's like one person has a plan and the other person kind of goes along with it. Again, I think it's a good thing, not a bad thing. It's like, I don't know, you could be attracting like a super successful person. It's like maybe they are on their purpose, and it's like you kind of have to come in a supportive position, or that could be you. Take how it resonates. But, again, I like it. I think it's good. Three of Pentacles is a very good card for that. Three of Pentacles, I also feel something about recognition for your work here, especially with these two cards. Maybe you haven't been getting the recognition you deserve on your work, and I feel that you are. It's almost like you're discovering ways to present your work that do get recognized. Maybe that's the problem is, sometimes I think there are plenty of people who do a great job doing whatever they do, right? Whatever they're an expert at, King of Swords. But it's maybe the way they present it isn't the best. And I don't know, that's what's popping into my head here. With the King of Swords, you have the Ace of Wands, definitely a passionate new beginning coming in for you. I really feel that you need to follow your desires. I know it sounds simple, but it literally is that simple. Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. And it's also a card that says there are things that you desire that bring you happiness and joy that you desire to do every single day. And I would do more of those things, whatever they are, with this card, because, it'll lead to success here, Virgo. With the Five of Cups, you have the Four of Swords. Again, some of you could be healing from something here. It could be like a separation. I feel like this has come up for you for like months now. So some of you are clearly healing from like a separation, a breakup, divorce, whatever the case may be. And I would just make sure you're healed. In the area of your future, you have this Great in Full card, so grateful, like I said, and you have this Close Encounters card with the butterflies on it. So, like I said, I feel some of you are clearly transforming. These are both really positive cards. So, I feel like you're going to be grateful. I feel you are kind of like full of good ideas at this time, very abundant as well. But I also feel you need to move towards things that fulfill you more, with that Great in Full card. I think you need to make sure you're doing things that fulfill you and bring you happiness. That'll just create more of that energy with these cards. You have the Temperance card, which is a transformation, the Three of Wands and the Five of Wands. So I feel for a lot of you that you are going through this transformation, which you've been going through for like 3 years now, at least. I mean, it's probably taken a lot longer than that. I've just noticed it for like 3-4 years or something. I don't even remember, we're talking like it was probably 4 years ago, because it was probably like 4 places that I lived ago, right? I've moved every single year for the past like 6 years or something like that. I don't know. It's crazy. This is the first place I've stayed for 2 years, right? Or coming up, it will be 2 years next summer. So what I would say here is, again, whatever like 4 years ago was or whatever, you were getting these cards of transformation with me. So I feel like you're going through a transformation. Temperance is a card of also experimenting. He's kind of pouring those cups into each other. And so it's a card of like trying to get things to work. And that's what I would be doing if I were you. Like, don't be afraid to try to make things work. You have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, card of expansion. Three of Wands is a card of growth and good things coming in for you. So, I feel like you're looking out on, onto the horizon. You're looking into the future. This is a card of foresight as well, seeing something, before it comes into your life. And it's weird because I never really use that meaning for the Three of Wands. It is, of course, a legitimate meaning for the Three of Wands, that it represents foresight, seeing the future, seeing something before it comes into your life. But I don't ever really feel that. I do feel it for you, that you are kind of, if you are thinking things, again, very intuitive reading, if you're thinking like, you see something coming or you feel something coming and you want to make a change, or maybe you want to double down on something because you can see that it's going to become more successful in work or business or even your love life, I would be trusting, all your future feelings, right? And I feel like that's what this reading is saying, is that it might just be a hunch. It might just be a feeling that you're having, but trust those feelings. You have the Five of Wands here. Again, I do feel that you do have a lot of competition around you. I don't know, this could be like some sort of lesson that you're learning, or something the universe is trying to show you. I wouldn't even pay attention to the competition if I were you. I would just keep doing whatever it is that you do, and wouldn't even worry about it, right? I think like when you pay attention to the competition, you make them competition. When you ignore it and you just do, head down, nose to the grindstone and do the work, then, that's all that matters. They say the proof is in the pudding, and that's what's popping into my head here. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're meant to do something. It doesn't matter how much competition there is. Trust me, people come to me all the time. It's like, there was some dude who's like stealing every single one of my titles and putting on all of his videos. I'm like, I don't care, right? It's like, I just do what I do. I don't care what's happening behind the scenes. I don't care what anyone else is doing. So, again, trust me, the proof is in the pudding, right? With the Temperance card, you have the Devil here. I would be careful of anyone from the past who's like spying here with the Page of Swords. I kind of get, like, for a small percentage of you, a feeling of a person. It's like they never really gave to the connection, but it's like this person also doesn't, they never really gave, but it's like they don't want to see you move on either. I don't know. It's like one of those greedy people or something. I would be careful. Definitely popping into my head. If you had that, that's obviously not going to be for all of you. With the Three of Wands, Six of Pentacles, this is the only thing I would focus on in your reading, plain and simple, right here, is investing in your future. The Six of Pentacles is equal give and take, but Six of Pentacles is planting seeds. I literally, I really don't need to do tarot readings apparently, because I think this is what everyone should pay attention to. Cause and effect, put a little bit of energy into something. If you get energy back, keep going. It's like the one rule that we should follow right now. But again, if you have like an idea for the future, try it, see what happens on a very small scale. And then if it works, keep going. With the Five of Wands, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a card of the universe. The Hierophant speaks to that, he is the connection between the heavens and the earth. He kind of speaks to both sides. So something is, kind of divinely guided for you, or like I was saying, if you have competition, it doesn't matter. It's kind of like there's something that you have been initiated into that you're meant to do. It could be your purpose. It could be something that you're working on, whatever. But I definitely feel that. Even in your outcome position, you have the sudden wealth card. There you go. And you have this message card. So some of you, I do feel some of you could be getting like a message, or you could be getting approval for a job. Like, someone could be communicating with you that you've gotten a job or a new position. That's definitely popping up here. For others, this is clearly like a business opportunity, and I do feel it's something that you are going to want to do. So, there you go. I would do it, whatever it is. I feel it could be very lucrative for you. I'm getting like speaking engagement or something like that for some of you. For others, if you are in communication, then this could be something having to do with the way you communicate. Like maybe you have a YouTube channel or a podcast or, however else people communicate. I don't know, right? And what I would say is I feel there's a lot of abundance in whatever those things are, or whatever it is that you do. You could even be getting a job in communication. I'm getting something about like communication or communicating with people. So any job that involves that. You have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is kind of like a card of spying. Again, I would be careful of a person from your past. Like if you have a person from your past who can somehow watch you like on social media or whatever, I would definitely be careful of that with this card. I don't think anything bad's gonna happen. I just think they might cause problems, so I would be careful. For others, I do think we're in a time of curiosity, so I would do whatever you can to move towards your curiosity. Like if you become interested in a topic, a new interest, a hobby, those are the things that I would be doing if I were you. I am doing these things, right? It's like anything I become interested in, I just start learning about it. And if I stay interested, Six of Pentacles, then I keep learning about it. If I stop being interested, I learn about something new, right? Again, I think the universe is trying to get everyone to just open up to possibilities and to kind of double down on the things the possibilities that become real, that can work. And so I would do that. You have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is carrying a heavy burden, but he's about to reach his home in the background here. So I do feel your long journey is kind of over. It's in the same row here as the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords, like I said, is a rite of passage. It's not easy, but he's about, again, this is his harvest. He is about to have a harvest. So I feel for a lot of you that you're about to have a harvest, or you're about to have something good coming into your life here. You have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. So Eight of Swords says set yourself free. I definitely feel that you need to kind of like set yourself free with this Eight of Swords. And open up to multiple ways of doing things. Again, I think that we're in a time of possibilities. It's kind of changed a little bit. I've just noticed the energy, right? Where maybe over like the last week even, I've been getting more messages about possibilities where, I feel like the universe is maybe either allowing us to see the possibilities that exist, or is, Six of Swords is more of a journey though. Page of Swords. Not really, he doesn't represent a journey, but again, it's the journey of following your creativity. Maybe that's a better way to put it. And so if we do that, we discover possibilities, and these possibilities could lead to like a bigger and better life, or, just bigger and better things coming in for you. So, don't be afraid to follow your curiosity here. With the Page of Swords, what do you know? You have the Page of Swords. This is basically the universe saying I meant what I said. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Four of Cups. I feel like you're too used to carrying the weights in relationships. I love this Four of Cups. This is from the White Sage Tarot, and you can see those 3 cups are pouring into that 1 cup. So it kind of says that, maybe there's a person out there who will really pour into you, just one person who gives more than enough, where you don't have to carry all the burdens. And again, it's weird that I was getting like some sort of leader thing here with that 3 of Pentacles. I'm not saying that's going to be true for all of you, but I do feel some of you are clearly attracting a person who likes to have a plan, is what I'm getting with that 3 of Pentacles. There's normally that lady, she's holding a plan in her hands, the plans for the 3 Pentacles that have been built. And I don't know, I never really pay attention to that. It's popping into my head hard. So again, you could be attracting a person where they have a solid plan for their life. It could also be, there's a million ways you could, kind of interpret what I'm getting here, right? You could also say that you both have the same plan. Maybe you meet a person where it's like your paths are very similar, or the things you desire in life are very similar. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Two of Wands. Whenever I get this, I know that you're not taking action right here. So Two of Wands says it's time to leave a comfort zone. Three of Wands, like, what are you waiting for? Like I said, I feel there are things that you see coming in the future for your life, and these are probably good things, right? But I feel like you need to get moving on these like opportunities. It's clear to me that the universe wants you to be abundant or wants to bring in this sudden wealth, but I feel there are things that you have to do, like following your curiosity, trying new things. And also, I was getting something about the way things are packaged or something like that. I don't remember what I was saying exactly, but I was saying something about how, like, if you, with that King of Swords, it's like the way that your knowledge is packaged or something maybe needs to change. Like maybe you have a podcast and you need to be on YouTube, for example. That's what I mean by packaging. It's like the way that things are presented, especially if you have a business. You have this bell card. It says announcement on it. So there is clearly an announcement. It could be like this job approval. If you're looking to get a job, it could be, could also be an opportunity as well. You have this Spirit card. It says heartache over what you no longer have. Five of Cups. We already know this. So again, I feel some of you have experienced a loss. We talked about this last time as well. I'm pretty sure it was in your last reading. And so some of you are healing from this. I think you're just healing. You're like, processing it, healing it, all that other stuff. You have this basket. It says recognition, reward for merit. Literally Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work, and he's being celebrated for the quality of the work that he has done. So I do feel there are rewards. It's like you're finally being recognized for that King of Swords energy that you have. Again, this is very much I would consider this kind of like a work reading in a lot of ways, or, something financial for most of you. You have this bag. It says something important such as a new job or a raise. Are you kidding? Exactly what I said. There you go. You have this crib. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. If you're thinking about doing something new, it is going to bring in sudden wealth for you here, Virgo. You have this yoke card. It says feeling tied down and frustrated. 10 of Wands. There are still things that you have to deal with. I kind of feel like everyone is feeling this, but especially you and Pisces. Even if we look at your astrology, Saturn and Pisces is going to affect you because it's your opposite sign. So Saturn and Pisces, is very much kind of like this feeling where there are certain like things that you have to do, responsibilities, 10 of Wands. But then there's also something like a vision that you see that could greatly improve your life. That's how I'm seeing this for you, where it's like maybe it's a business or a career or a new job. And it's like you have all these things to take care of, but you also want to move over here, to something better. And it's like you see it, you can get it, but you also have a lot to do, So I feel like learning to balance or, kind of figuring out how you can balance these things out is what it's going to take. But a pretty interesting reading here, Virgo. I definitely feel sudden wealth coming in for you. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.